I
Yeah,
think
why?
I don't know. Is it a new company? No.
Is it? No,
Is
that
it?
would be shiny object syndrome, wouldn't it? That would be us changing our idea one more time.
One more time from paper lead to what, like paper appointment again?
No, something bigger.
Ooh. Ooh. Like
How
what?
big are we talking though?
Is it like 1 million? No. No, 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 no.
10x
Is
that?
it 10 million? No. No, it's gotta be bigger.
100x?
100 million? No, it's gotta be more.
More? A billion?
Uh, I think it's more.
Really? What are we building? Something that's worth
Ooh.
10 billion
Oh yeah.
or more? Are we gonna build the world's biggest company?
Well, it depends if you're the second one and I'm the biggest one, or if you're the biggest one. I'll
What are we gonna
probably
build
be the
over?
biggest one, to be honest.
Let's see. Let's see. No, so
What is going
in all
on?
seriousness, we are going all in on building a software, a marketplace from day one. We're leaving everything behind. I just fired 4 people today, and I am letting the company I've spent the last 3 years building go
Mm.
because we're crazy and we are taking a risk that is very likely to not pan out. But we're willing to risk everything to try to build 2 platforms that might change the world.
Yeah, the risk of winning is greater than not trying at all.
So let's talk about the 2 companies we're gonna build. First of all, how did we come up with this idea? Let's start there.
Oh, it's it's a lot of different things for me. It's been a lot of Elon Musk, to be honest. You start with the mission, and you should start with wanting to make a big change, and then the only or the best way to do that is by starting a company and building the platform. And so that has been the biggest thing for me. I've been consuming a lot of content from, yeah, Elon Musk, and we are sitting here with paper lead agencies doing arbitrage, getting leads and selling leads.
Try now buy leads for 80 bucks and sell them for 95.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if you want to make $1 million a month, call it 500K profit, I think paper lead is amazing. I
Yeah.
think paper lead is sick for that. I think it's probably the easiest and best way to get there. 200K, 300K profit, 400K, 500K profit easily. However, unfortunately,
That's not
we're
what we
not really
want to be.
wired that way.
That's not what we've ever been wired for.
We don't. To be honest, yes, of course I want to make money, but I really more care about what we're actually building. I think it's time to yeah, start playing the big games. Starting with the mission, making a huge impact, and then either you brutally fail, which is fine, or you succeed and you actually make a huge impact and change the world. So that's kind of the thought process. I didn't. What is the? How did we really sit down and make this decision?
So, what is the decision? Maybe we should recap a bit.
I think so.
Basically, we. So, I'll start with me. I've, for the last year, literally a year, in 2 days, it's been a year since I came
Yeah.
up with the idea. That's kind of crazy. I look back. I found a call where I first came up with the idea, talking to a friend of mine. It was 2 years, I would say 1 year ago in 2 days. And basically, what happened was I got an idea of building a company that was basically think a paper lead agency but on steroids. So not one niche, but every freaking industry on one platform. But not designed to make companies money. Designed for people who want to find a good service. And I came up with the idea of why is there an Amazon to find products? There's an Instagram to see what your friends are doing. There's an Uber to find rides. There's an Airbnb to find places to stay. But there is no Amazon for services. One place to find your barber, your restaurant, your remodeling company, your nanny, your whatever you need at any time. A place where you can see what service your friends use, a service where you can see which service or which company you should go for when you need a new barber in a city you've never been to, because the app knows you, it knows your preferences, and it sees what your friends recommend, and it has a better matching system than anything else out there. So I came up with that idea a year ago, and my plan was to build this company app to get the funds to be able to start that company. Because my thought process was always, oh, you can't start a big platform, you can't start a software unless you have $10 million saved up. So that's how I came up with Lemon. But why are we starting Lemon now then?
I can't even remember, to be honest. I'm just so focused on what we're doing right now. can, can you remind me?
I think we were talking, and we kind of made fun of ourselves how we're talking about how we're going to become billionaires. My mission is to change the world, remake the education system, and basically make the world a bigger place, a better place. And I was kind of laughing at myself. My plan was always scale up local builder, sell it, start Lemon, make Lemon into $1 trillion company, use that money to then be able to rework the education system. Story for another day. But then what I said to myself is, why am I being a pussy? And why am I not just skipping the first step and going straight to the second? The moment we realized that nowadays you can build a software with freaking lovable cursor, some hard work ethic, and like one co-founder, or even just like doing it yourself. And I remember I hopped on a call with you, and we had listened to this podcast of this guy. Shout out to him, Zach Adagari, who built Kali. He was,
shout
we
out to
saw
that guy,
podcast
yeah.
from him. Basically, this guy built like a 5 million a month software in less than 2 years. And I was thinking to myself, I could literally succeed if I went all in. Why don't I go all in? And we did first principles thinking, what Elon Musk taught us, right? And I think the answer that we didn't want to say was fear. We were afraid to. So we didn't stop talking about it. I remember we talked about it for, what was it, 3 hours?
For a long time. And it was
What
like,
happened then?
yeah, the next day, the day after, we just started becoming obsessed with it. We sat down and we have like a decision-making SOP. Edwin, credit to you. You're the one who shared that to me. But we went through the decision-making SOP on what is the reason why we don't start a bigger company. And I'll also give an explanation of what we're doing, because you might watch this now, or when we might watch back at this, it sounds like we're co-founders. We're not. Unfortunately, maybe in the future, who knows?
You're not.
Who knows?
By the way, I've got a 78 messages of people being like, "Oh, you're part now with Jim." Not yet.
Yeah. So I'm gonna build another platform. Really, this is a problem that I've had a lot, and I think it's gonna be a crazy wave of this. Really, what I'm trying to build is a platform called Career Find. There's no one place where you can hire someone and every single company and every single employee is on. If you want to hire someone for a company and you want to find talent, you speak with referrals, you search on YouTube, you post YouTube videos, you go into school communities, even like Alex Ramosi, I saw him post in a Discord group. Like imagine Alex Ramosi trying to find salespeople and he has to go into Discord to post to try to find killer people. And really, there should be one platform where you can just hire someone. You instantly can just schedule a review. You can hire them on the spot. You can make an offer. You can just hire people. Like Elon Musk, he talks about this as well. He sometimes just poaches people from a company that he already knows has done good things. He doesn't even interview them. He just gives them an offer saying, hey, I'll pay you more. Come work for me. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. But the thing is, when that happens, the best people start working on the biggest missions. Like Elon Musk as an example, he wants to put people on Mars. And if all of the most talented people in the world worked on that, that would probably already be done. We would probably already be on Mars. So imagine the next 100 companies with huge visions to change the entire world. If all of the best talent worked for those companies, then the entire world would just move faster. We would just achieve more things way faster. And a big thing that's stopping us from doing that right now is just the talent. We can't hire good people. It's like referrals, groups. There's like LinkedIn, but that's more of like a social platform. There's no way I can just, hey, I need someone to manage my podcast. I need someone to manage my YouTube. I just go in and I just filter based on that and I just hire someone. I talk to maybe an AI. I say, hey, I need to hire 3 people of this. It just hires them or places the interviews on your calendar or sends their resumes, whatever. So if I don't solve it, probably someone else will. So I just I just decided to let me just solve that and let's make a platform where every single company in the entire world is, and every single employee is on, so we can connect the best talented people with the greatest missions, and that alone will just make a huge impact. Um, so that's what I'm building.
So cool.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty much it.
the biggest question that probably everybody asking is, if they followed our journey, they know that we've changed courses a bit. That's what we're the best at, coming up with new ideas, right? But we're the worst at is sticking with them. Why is this not another one of those, Jim? Why is this not another one of the, oh,
Yeah,
we're just changing direction because we found something that sounded super cool, and then we're gonna realize that it wasn't that easy after all. What was
yeah.
the decision making formula that you thought through when you decided that I'm gonna give up everything I've built and accept that I'm taking a risk on maybe just losing the last 3 years of progress?
100%. It's a great question. I have two answers to that. First of all, if I were to look back at my life when I was 85 years old, I would have been not happy that I didn't go with the idea. If I didn't go with the idea, I would kind of feel, what's the opposite of like proud? You would be like disgraced in a sense.
I'd feel
I
ashamed of myself.
Yeah, I'd feel ashamed. Imagine having the opportunity, deciding not to do it. It's just, yeah. If I maybe you're better at explaining that than me, but if basically the formula that we used was, we asked ourselves, if I'm on like my deathbed, or if I'm 85 years old and I look back at my life, would I be happy that I tried, even though, let's say, because it can happen, we can run out of cash. We can 100% run out of cash. We can 100% have a company outcompete us if a big founder comes in and they beat us. That can happen. But the risk of not even getting the chance is worse than not even taking it in the first place. And the second thing I'll say is Project Find, which is our other company, the paper lead agency. Now I'm gonna get shit ton of fun hackers. Finally, you can follow hack me. um, Project Find, which is our paper lead agency, that's probably at max, probably $100 million opportunity. I think there's $1 billion company, Angie, right? Is there more $1 billion companies in that space?
Thumbtack.
Thumbtack, yeah. They are extremely big. Or sorry, not extremely big. They are. It's more rare, and I think Project Find is probably like anywhere from 20 to $100 million opportunity. You could probably sell for like 20 million to 100 million. You can probably scale it more, but chances are that you get bought up before that. With this is, if you take over 20% of the entire market, then that's $100 billion opportunity. And so it's just a bigger game. And I would rather play a game where I actually make an impact than just playing a game of making profit, even though I would make less money probably for the next, who knows, 6 months, 1 year. Even if I make less money for the next 5 years, it is still worth it. Yeah. What do you think, Edwin? What was the reason why you decided to go with Lemon?
Yeah, I think it was the decision making formula. I got it from
It's so good.
Jeff Bezos. Yeah, Jeff Bezos thinks that he sits on his deathbed and he says, "What would I have wished that I would have done if I was that guy? What would the 85-year-old version of me laying on my deathbed and not able to do anything because I only got a few years left? What would that guy tell me to do right now?" And we always know what that answer is, but we know it, but we hide it with all of our preconceived notions of like our beliefs and our what we're afraid of, our fears, and our current projects that we're working on. And we got so many things. And I remember we even brought up this idea, and then we were like, anyways, let's get back to work. And we kept working on our ideas, or say on our normal projects, because it's uncomfortable to say, what would that person tell me to do? And I know that right now that person would tell me, that I should take the risk. Understand. I talked to Claude right before this. Claude thinks I have a 2 to 4% chance of succeeding with my company. I think it's higher than that. I know I'm gonna succeed if I go all in, which I am. But I'm willing to take the risk of losing for just knowing that I tried. And if I try for the next 10 years, I make nothing out of it, and in 10 years I'm completely broke, I know I have the skill set of making money. I know I can make 100K a month profit, take home income, working a few hours a day
We
if I
already
need.
have that.
Yeah,
Whenever we want to, we can build up an agency again.
yeah. Or partner up with a huge company and build out their whole sales engine.
Or
Or
become a
help a
sales
company
rep.
with marketing. Yeah, anything. Or build automations and tech and use AI for a company and make 100K a night. We could do anything. So I'm not anymore afraid of making money. And I think I'd be fine with losing for 10 years, knowing that I tried my best. Because somebody needs to build this. And it's been a year. Nobody's built Lemon. And I know that somebody else can build it. And even if I lose and somebody else build it before me, I'm still happy because the world needs this platform. But it hasn't been built yet, and I'm fucking waiting. It's been 2026 years since Christ, and nobody has built it in the last 2,000 years. So I'm still waiting, and I'm not gonna wait anymore. I want to build that. And another thing that I was thinking about is worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, I just try all over again with something else. Worst case scenario, we run out of cash and we just gotta make a bit more money, and then we try again and then try again. Right? Elon Musk had to try 4 times to launch his first rocket into space. Right? I might have to try 40 times to actually get something that sticks, but I'm fine with that. And I also think this would make a better story. And I like to think about what's the story I would one day tell. And the story that I had everything going for me and I started getting momentum and life actually started working and I then took the big risk and I changed everything all on its head overnight.
Oh
That story
yeah,
seems pretty fucking dope.
100%. As soon as we hit the 50% profit margin on the master fulfillment sheet, lead flow starting to become bigger, clients are turning happy, then you just drop it on and you move on to the next
That's
company.
pretty solid.
No, but I 100% agree with you. This is I also love the fact of playing bigger.
Yeah.
You think that you're playing big when you're in the marketing space of like, oh, I'm gonna sign bigger clients. You're not playing big. When we're playing big means that you make an impact on every single person in the world. Like if Lemon existed, then everyone would act differently. You would the day-to-day life would look different. And same thing with Career Find. It's like
Everybody would
imagine
have better jobs.
exactly imagine the single mother who doesn't have the time to go knock on doors and or like send emails to find a job. And she's very busy. She doesn't know where to go. There should just be one platform where just everyone can be hired. Of course, it won't solve all problems. People will still have to be responsible themselves and all that stuff, but it will definitely help. It will definitely help. And same thing with like talented people in other countries, say India, you got some killer ass engineers that will never be noticed by the big companies just because where they're at. Imagine if they can just go on a platform and everyone can see that they're freaking talented, and all of the most talented people can work on the best things. So yeah, playing big, dude. I'm so excited for this. I cannot wait. I
You know what
cannot
I did,
wait.
Jim?
What?
I pulled up my document with a few. I wrote down every reason for going all in on this. I found a document.
Let's
Here's
go.
another few reasons that I did it. Number one, I already knew I was gonna start Lemon. It was just a question of when. And my plan was, as I said, do it after having sold Local Builder. Why don't I just skip that middle step? Secondly, this is so much more fun. We haven't even talked about this point. Building something big, building something that actually attracts good talent because it has a real mission, building something where you want to wake up in the morning and you're like, I can't wait to get to work. Building something where you stayed up to what was it, 4 a.m. one day because you were just kept building because it's so fun.
Sometimes you just you
You
don't
get
even want
glued
to
to a
eat.
chair.
You just get glued. You're like sitting
Yeah.
building. You're like you can't even move.
This
Yeah.
is the first time ever where me and Jim, we say to each other, shut up, I gotta work on
Yeah.
meetings. Like usually we work all day on Zoom call together because we get more productive from it, but sometimes we end up talking. But now is the first time ever where we don't want to talk because we just want to work. And I've missed meetings because I've gotten too ingrained in my flow. And of course, right now I know I'm in a fun building step, and there's gonna be shitty part about it. There's gonna be cold calling companies and trying to be like, hey, do you wanna find somebody through my service? And that's not gonna be fun. But I know that the bigger mission and the idea of cold calling for that rather than cold calling to get some lead gen done is what makes it all fun. so I can resist boring parts of it because I know that the whole mission makes the boring parts so fun. And another one that is worth talking about, also the opportunity vehicle. This can make billions, if not trillions. I genuinely think that Lemon will become a $1 trillion company. I think it has potential to be the world's biggest company because the services industry is the biggest industry in the whole world. It's bigger than the AI industry, bigger than the whole tech industry. It's bigger than every other industry out there.
Have you
And that's what we're
seen
serving.
have you seen Elon Musk's prediction on that the economy in the next 10 years will 10x?
No, I haven't. That's interesting.
It's pretty interesting. He thinks that the economy in the next 10 years will 10x in its size. So there's going to be a lot of trillion-dollar companies.
That's interesting. Another reason that I decided to go for this is I just learn more from it. I will learn more from this.
Dude, fundraising.
Imagine
It's going to
like
be so
just
fun.
going all in for a year, raising at $1 billion valuation, failing miserably, it doesn't work out. But then I'm like, yeah, okay, now I know how to do lead gen. I also know how to build a company, and oh, by the way, I also know how to raise money at $1 billion valuation,
Yeah.
and so on. So I feel like I'm just skipping a step to the dream life.
It feels more like, sorry to cut you off. It feels more like we're gonna be working. The work that we're gonna be do is more of the work of like, okay, let's jump on a jet, go here, fix this problem, go here. Why is this not working? Just the feeling of working on this feels more like in a movie, like having to go to probably San Francisco to get fundraising. Just that alone is just way more fun, and failing
Like
at
a
that
real
will
movie.
be, yeah, it will be way more like a movie than just, don't get me wrong, like working online is great. We will still work online, but you feel like you are completely separate from the world. Now we're gonna be playing within the real world, getting fundraising. Who knows? Like it's gonna be. Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
excited. What were you saying? Sorry.
Jim, if I asked you a year ago,
Yeah.
no, we actually had this convo. I don't even need to illustrate it. I know we had this convo. Do you remember when we talked about Elon Musk's framework of hitting 10-year goals in 1 year? And I was like,
Yeah.
what would it take for you to make $1 billion company in 12 months?
Yeah.
You did not believe whatsoever that was possible. Neither did I. We didn't even think in those realms. We were like, yeah, can we get to $20 million by the end of the year? Now, I genuinely, like, I don't just say this, I genuinely believe that in 18 months, Lemon will be $1 billion company. Maybe in 12. At the latest in 18.
And there's so much proof. There is so many companies that have done this recently. It is insane. We got Merkur, which is kinda like a competitor to us. It's not really a competitor, but they have a little bit of a different mission, I think. But I think, Edwin, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they did 10 billion in what? How long?
Yeah, they got a $10 billion valuation in 2 years of being live as a
Yeah.
company. The 3 co-founders of that are the 3 youngest self-made billionaires of all time.
Yeah.
And you're 20. You got
Not yet.
how soon are you 20? In 1 week?
In 1 week? You don't know my birthday?
I don't know your birthday.
I mean,
That's-
like 2
that's
months.
embarrassing.
Two,
in 2
2.5
months. Wow, I thought it was a week or 2. Anyway,
No, 23rd
that
of
means
May.
that you have 2 years to beat them. I got 4 years to beat them.
Yeah, bro,
I'm
in
very
4 years.
confident.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a billionaire before the age of 20. That's quite exciting. Anyways, should we stop dreaming and talk a bit more about like what the plan is from now?
Yeah. let's get up to mental masturbation. Cool. We're gonna move fast. I love this. For me, I was supposed to have the MVP, which is basically the first product that you can use, done by yesterday. We did have some hiccups on Lovable because we are vibe coding it right now. Who knows? We will probably when we get some funding, we're gonna get a development team. And
By the way,
get this
change
built
we
out.
to you just so people understand.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about yourself.
I always say we for some reason. I
Yeah,
just
we
never
have
think
that
about
habit.
the company. Yeah, we say
We have that
we.
habit.
Yeah, for context, we means career find. We, if Edwin says this, it says it.
That's
it's
tricky
lemon.
because I always say we with the 2 of us too.
Yeah, I always say we. Okay, what I was saying was, yeah, right now we're vibe coding the entire platform. Has its pros and cons. I don't really know. We have to do some more research on this, but actually we did do some research yesterday. But if you vibe code on Lovable, it's probably not going to be able to handle all of the users. Like you can't get 1 billion users on a vibe coded Lovable platform, most likely, without it breaking. So you have to connect it to like Cursor AI. There's more platforms where you can like build apps and store code and all that stuff. But yeah, plan is to get the MVP done so people can start hiring. That's gonna be done really, really fast. So I'm gonna post pretty much everywhere when that is live. So if you run a company and you want to hire people, then get on the platform. If you're a person and you want to find the best jobs out there, even if you already have a job, just get on the platform, because if someone offers you twice as much in salary, I guarantee that you take it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Getting the MVP live. Once that's live, it's gonna be getting users. Edwin, I think we're gonna jump on a plane and probably go to the US. But yeah, getting it live is gonna be the first step. What about you?
Hell yeah. So let's recap. I made a decision to go all in on Friday. Maybe no, Thursday actually. By the way, I forgot to mention I have a co-founder on this. That's maybe worth mentioning too. I'm actually not co-founding this with Jim. I'm co-founding this with the operations manager of my previous company, Local Builder. There you have it. You can funnel hack me, take all my
Like,
clients.
bro, you are not secret with your company
No,
name.
I'm
Local
very
Builders
open with that.
everywhere.
Yeah. But so basically, I got Ada, my co-founder. She was my operations manager. She's the opposite of me. She is the furthest away from me possible. I am a Swedish dude who is outgoing, charismatic, moves very fast. Sometimes moves way too fast, makes mistakes, very loud, and grew up in Sweden. She is a short girl from Nigeria who is very analytical, who thinks in systems, who has an extreme attention to detail, and has an obsession with software and design, which is the opposite
Shout out to
me.
Ada. She's great.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to
She's incredible.
Nelissa, operations manager now at Project Find. Also, great person. He is an absolute beast. But yeah, sorry, continue.
I had somebody join me on my virtual office. Let me just.
Yeah,
link
the
that up. There we
virtual offers.
There we go. So what I was just gonna say was that I'm co-founding with her, and we took the decision. We went all in. We thought about getting a bit of fundraising to start, but we decided not to. So we're bootstrapping it to launch in Miami. We're launching in Miami on May 1st. So this is a complicated platform. In the next call, I'm thinking when we have more time, we'll go really in depth on like what's the goal of the platform, what are we actually trying to build, all that stuff, what features are we building on.
Yeah.
But basically, this is gonna be one platform where you can see what your friends use. The AI knows you. You can connect it to your other platforms, so you can get to know you really well, and then give you recommendations based on that. You can have a conversation with the AI, like, "Hey, I'm going to Miami in 2 weeks. What should I get as? Which services should I book?" Or, "Hey, I just moved here. Can you help me book this?" It's gonna know your calendar, book things based on you. It's gonna tell you, "Hey, I wouldn't recommend going to that service, or I would recommend." We're also gonna make the review system that Google reviews or Yelp has, but 10 times better, because that's broken. Nobody really likes leaving reviews. It's a lot of friction, and it's like 10% of people leave reviews. With our system, 90% of people are gonna leave reviews. I'll go into how that works later. But yeah, so we've built the demo version, so not an MVP, but a demo prototype by the weekend. Now we're building on the real MVP. We got a month and a half to build out all the features. We're launching in Miami May 1st. Join the waitlist. If you want to see the waitlist, I want you to go to uselemon.com. And from uselemon.com, right now it's just a prototype, but when you see this, it's going to be a waitlist there. And when you go on that waitlist, you're going to be able to just give your details. And then when we launch in your city, or when you go to Miami, or whatever city we were in by the time, then you're going to be able to use it. If you're a local business, you can sign up as a business. But more importantly, if you are a person who wants to find the right services for anything you need, then yeah, go on that platform. So quite fun. But by the way, we bought the domain uselemon too, which is kind of cool of a domain. CareerFind and uselemon are quite cool. It was 2.5K for that domain, which I was kind of scared to buy that, because that was when I felt like, okay, I'm all in. But I was so happy I did, because that's when I pulled the trigger and I was like, fuck it, I'm all in. 2.5K on a domain is nothing compared to what this is going to generate. Yeah, but it was the moment that said, okay, I guess I'm all in. And I didn't even let myself hesitate. As soon as I was a bit afraid, I just clicked. So that's that. We're now building on the onboarding. We just finished building the waitlist, so we're gonna have that live. The waitlist page. Now we're building the onboarding. We're trying to make it freaking great. We're gonna make it so simple and easy. There are gonna be 4 main selling points. You can see what your friends use. It's faster. It knows you, and there's a guarantee that there's only good services out there. If a service has bad reviews or isn't licensed or isn't certified, depending on what service it is, they're not gonna be there. That's Lemon.
It's like a, for the company owners watching this, it's like an SOP. I have SOPs on each country or each place that I go to, of like, okay, if we want to rent mopeds, where do we go? What do we eat? Where's the best place to stay at? That's just gonna be all done in that platform without you ever having to go to the country in the first place. So if you arrive in, call it Miami, you've never been there, you're just gonna see based on your profile, based on what you like, based on your past orders, based on everything, based on AI, like your AI, based on your email, all that stuff, you're just gonna be able to see the top picks from day one. As soon as you land, you just know what services to use. And I would use that every single day of
It's extra important for people who travel.
extra important, and for business owners it would save me so much time. Imagine just you're on a flight and you need your taxi canceled. You just ask the Lemon AI, hey, I need a taxi, a private chauffeur to get me from here to here. It just orders it and you just get there and it's already done.
I love that we are convicted on each other's ideas. That's quite
Yeah.
fun. And I
It's
don't
because
think
I would use your idea. I would love you to build the idea so I could use it myself.
And I would so use Careerfind because we're gonna need so many
You're gonna need
developers.
developers, engineers. You could just get
Yeah.
them from Careerfind.
I don't think. By the way, I just want to call this out. I don't think I would have started now if it wasn't for you. I think us. Me and Jim have 2 friends that are twins. They look the same. If I showed you a picture of the 2 of them, you wouldn't see a difference. They're really similar. They wear the same kind of clothes. They have the same kind of personality. They're both super blonde, Swedish, outgoing guys with a strong Swedish accent. It's beautiful. But point is, they're kind of like, they bring out the best in each other. Where when one says something stupid, the other one calls them out and say, "No, that's not true," or "No, that's stupid," and they always scream at each other. But they love each other so deeply, and
Yeah.
they were at my place over this last weekend, spending a lot of time with them last week, and they said in front of me, because I asked them like, "Why do you guys think you're successful?" And both of them said the same second. As soon as I asked, they said, "Oh, it's because of," and they said each other's name. And I thought about it, and they basically said, "Yeah, we wouldn't have gone this far. We wouldn't have taken the risks unless we had each other. Because you can be the bravest person on earth, but it's very hard to take calculated risks without somebody saying, 'Yes, do it. I believe in you. You're probably gonna fail, but I still want you to do it.'" And I feel like we have that in each other, and I feel like you're the reason that I decided to pull the trigger on this now compared to in a year. And I don't know if you feel the same, but I feel like it really helped that I had you like telling me we should do it. We should do it. And then we were
Appreciate
going
that,
back
man.
for a few days, bro. We were
Yeah.
going back and forth for probably a week trying to think about it. It was this time last week that we thought about the idea, right? And so it's been a week now. And we were kind of going back and forth. I told Jim, I'm going to start it on the mornings and weekends. I'm not going to do it. And then I was like, I'm going to do it all in. I'm not going to do it. Because I was like, not because I was not daring to, but rather I hadn't made my mind on it. And then Jim was like, "Bro, you've been saying it 5 times that you're going to do it or not. Take a decision. Are you doing it?" And I'm like, "I'll get back to you." And then the next morning, me and Jim hopped on a call and I said, "I'm doing it."
Let's go, man. I appreciate that. I must say, likewise, I would have never. We would have. I don't know about you. I would have never moved into pay per lead if it wasn't for you. And I
We
would
would
have.
have been doing paper appointment at 150, 200 a month.
Yeah, and I would have never. I would have no. I would have never went all in on the software. Maybe I would have built like a prototype, but I would have never,
You wouldn't even
never.
have gotten the idea to be last prototype. That was like not in our world a month
No,
ago.
it was no, definitely not. It's like the Bible called iron sharpens iron. So true. You just become better when you spend time with people that are on the same wavelength. 100%. Dude, I can't wait. Imagine in a couple of episodes, or not in a couple, but in
A few hundred.
fast forward. Yeah, fast forward. Let's say 50 episodes, and we sit down at a dinner, and the headline of the podcast It's like we just got valued at $2 billion. Lol.
made.
Like, oh, that's gonna be so fun to look back at. Yeah, this is the first time we're doing the. This is the first time we're doing the podcast since starting the softwares, and we're gonna move fast. And this is
Should we do a few shameless
yeah.
plugs before we leave? I'll start.
Let's go.
Go on my Instagram, Edwin_Anderson0. I think it is. I might be wrong, but I think it's that. I don't have Instagram, so I don't know. I'm gonna start posting like crazy. You can also go to Use Lemon, and you're gonna see. I would follow both of those pages. We're making some really high fucking quality content. Like you're gonna be surprised if you guys have followed me on Instagram or seen these YouTube videos. You probably think that I'm not the kind of guy who puts a lot of time on editing a video. Bro, the content we're gonna make on Use Lemon and on Edwin Anderson will be really incredible. Then this YouTube channel that this is posted on this is the last episode I'm doing with Jim on this channel. All the other ones, future ones, will move to Edwin's reports because this channel moving forward will only be my very curated, high quality, like finely edited viral videos. So this one will be like to make highly edited cinematic videos. Okay, so from now on forward, if you want to see these kind of raw videos that I make with Jim or just reflecting, go to Edwin's reports. That's where those will be. I'll upload this one on both, and then go to uselemon.com and join the fucking waitlist. And you can also upload your services, and you can post that on Instagram if you want early access to the platform.
Oh yeah.
Good marketing
Nice.
play, huh? I'm
Good
letting
marketing.
people post their services for early access.
Sick. Nice.
What about you?
Do I want to do any shameless plugs? Yeah, I think yeah, I do. First of all, careerfind.app. Careerfind.app. No matter if you already have a job or if you have a company or if you want to start a company or no matter what it is, you should be on Careerfind because we're going to have the best companies and the best talent on the platform. So even if you watch this and you're a sales rep, you're an engineer, you don't have a job right now, even better, you should create a profile on Careerfind. Right now, the UI is breaking a little bit. We have some technical issues, but as long as you sign up, you're going to be in our database. We're going to fix everything. And you should definitely create an account there because, yeah, all of the best talent will be there and all of the best companies will be there. So that's the first one. I will continue using the YouTube channel I have right now, the Jim Fufas, the same that you're seeing this one here. If you're watching on my channel, this is the one that we're going to be using. I'm going to do similar stuff. There's going to be more Instagram content coming out soon. And I'm going to update that probably in the next video if we have, company page and all that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Instagram is also Jim Fufas. It's probably Jim Fufas everywhere. So you can just Google me. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Jim Fufas. And that's pretty much it.
Should we say one bold like future idea or a claim that we want to hit? Should we say end of year? Yes, let's say end of year.
I have not thought about this.
Me neither. That's what makes it fun. Let's
Yeah.
just say something unthought through, unrealistic, fun.
Do you think we can get 10 million users on the platform by end of year? I think so. Easy.
This year, 10 million users.
Yeah, that's like the entirety of Sweden.
I don't think I will. I'm gonna be done in Miami end of this year. That's my goal, and I'm gonna be moving into Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, and Orlando, taking
with
over
the-
the whole Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe 10 million is. Hold up. Let me think. Is that what you want to achieve? You want to be in Miami? That's not. No.
I'm thinking about, no, I'm not in Miami in a month and a half.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I want to get this time next year. I want to be at $1 billion valuation. So end of year, I'd love to be at a $200 million valuation.
Wait, end of this year?
End of this year, $200 million valuation. That would make me the youngest person on earth to be worth $100 million self-made. That would be pretty cool.
Do you think you're gonna fundraise? And at what point?
Yes, absolutely. After my, this is a good question. After my launch with the MVP, Adele will continue working on more product features.
Product, yeah.
I'm gonna get users. I'm gonna get retention in those users. I'm gonna get feedback, and then once it starts growing on word of mouth, and it's actually actively growing, and we're doubling every couple of weeks in terms of numbers of users, and it's growing fast. That's when we're gonna add a bunch of fundraising, and we're gonna start blitzscaling. If you guys don't know what blitzscaling is, read a book, Blitzscaling. If you're a lazy piece of shit, just ask ChatGPT or Claude what blitzscaling is, and it's the fucking craziest concept ever. It's how you can probably go bankrupt, but if you're good at it, you probably go rich. It's when you decide to make your company inefficient for speed. You do it when you want to go super viral. You bring in a bunch of money. You start burning $1 million a day. You take over every market, everything in 1 week. You just hire a bunch of people. You run a bunch of paid ads. You do crazy portfolio programs. Accept you start burning money to become the market leader. That's what we're gonna do. But first, we need product market fit. Maybe we do 1 round of raising funds to find what marketing channels worked, and then we blitzscale. But that's the plan.
Nice. Yeah.
What
That's
about you?
pretty much it.
This guy tried getting out of the question.
I want to set the goal like 1 million users by the end of the year. I think
How
that's
many users you said?
no 1 million.
Oh, yeah, I was like, wow, this guy is ambitious, more ambitious than me. 1 million. I like that.
I'm thinking,
What's
what's
the plan?
Yeah, the thing is, I think the first play is we focus on one specific position, call it engineers or tech people. We get as many of them on the platform as possible, and then we go to companies that need those positions, and we say, hey, we already have people looking for this, and this role. Just hire one for free, or it's 500 because an engineer, like, people are paying. I think it was you that told me this, but ChatGPT, OpenAI, they pay like 1 million per developer.
Yeah, they're crazy. Yeah.
So if I just say, hey, it's $500, like, maybe they won't even believe it because it's that cheap. So maybe we need to like undercut by a bit. Let's say the average one is 10K. Maybe we charge 5K and people believe it's a steal. Then we'll start getting companies on board. From there, it's just gonna be a complete referral. It's just gonna be referrals. We're gonna have every single time a user comes into the platform, and they put in that they work at this company. If that company is not on the platform, it creates a profile for them, and it sends them emails to, hey, this employee just invited you to join CareerFind. And then same thing with companies. They have to create an org chart with all of their team members. They can just import a CSV with all of the contact information from their team members, and that's going to invite all of them. So if we just get one big company with like 1,000 employees, then that's 1,000 new users. Well, probably not all of them will sign up. Let's say 50% do. That's 500 new users. Those 500 new users will also have a bunch of features in there, like inviting friends and all that stuff. But I think it's just going to be a complete referral thing. Once we have product market fit, I think it's the same. I think we got to raise some money and blow it up. I mean, we can't really blow it up with 500K. With 400K, we probably need a couple of million, most likely.
400 million.
Yeah, if we really want to blow it up.
Sweet. Next week, when we talk on Sunday next week, we're gonna Sunday this week. We're recording this on Monday, so Sunday this week we're gonna be recording, and by that point, you're gonna have your product fully live, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really deep in product making with my co-founder. We're gonna be we just got clear on all the features, so we're gonna be heavy deep in actually making features. The great thing about doing Lovable and Cursor at the same time is we can prompt both. So like, this is the tech stack. In case anybody's actually a developer or like actually building a software who's watching this, our tech stack is gonna be Lovable and Cursor, connecting them through GitHub, storing the code there obviously, and then using Expo to make it a mobile app. and then we're gonna need a Supabase, yeah, Supabase for storing. So that's the 4 or 5 platforms that we're using, and based on my research, that should be able to take us to like 1 billion users. And then from there, obviously, when we have 100 developers, we're gonna need to manually write code and stuff. But that's way in the future. I feel really, really confident in this and being able to scale it up fast without having to rebuild it from day one. I just made some math while we were talking. I need 50,000 monthly active users to get a $200 million valuation, which would be pretty cool. So I need 25,000 active monthly users to get a $100 million valuation.
That sounds easy.
That sounds very easy. 25,000 monthly users. That's like my city.
That sounds very easy.
Yeah. Let's do that, bro.
Nice.
Then I'll see you soon. Let's fucking crush it.
Let's go. Peace out.
Goodbye, fellas.